Okay, hi guys. So I welcome you to the very first session of LRDI, and in this session, we would be discussing just the syllabus and the strategies for the same. So let's start with the syllabus of the LRDI that I would be covering in these series of sessions. So I would be starting with tables, followed by bar charts, line graphs, pie charts, arrangements, caselets, games and tournaments. So in games and tournaments, we would have multiple subcategories, like we would have questions from seeding, buys, multi-stage tournament, equal intelligence, and goals. Now, if looking at these subcategories, you are not able to get them, then don't panic, because I have classified them or I have distributed them as per my convenience. And once I start making videos and you will go through them, you'll understand that what it's all about. Okay. Then set theory. So in set theory, we'll be covering maxima minima, three object graph, four object graph, two-way question, and followed by set theory would be roots and network. So in that we will be covering start end mapping, roots identifications, gas flow, etc. Apart from that, I will also be covering certain minor topics. I have called them minor because you don't see question from that too often in CAT and ZAT. Now decision making is an entire separate topic that you have in ZAT. I would be covering that as well in this LRDI. Okay, so the minor topics would be crypt arithmetic, calendar, cubes, blood relations, sequences and series, syllogisms, and data sufficiency. Yes. Okay. So this would be our syllabus for LRDI, and I have almost covered everything in this. Okay, so you need not worry about anything else. Okay. Now, okay, before basically starting that, what should be your strategy? I would rather like you people, I would rather like to make you people aware that how I have planned to cover this entire syllabus of LRDI. So during my preparation, what I could feel is that, for instance, you take up any topic, say tables. So what I realized is that whenever you start doing questions, you could broadly classify maybe 80 to 90% questions of tables in certain broader subcategories. So you could have like partial caselets, you could have that commutative table, you could have simple tabular instructions, you could have formula based questions and all that stuff. So I could see that 80 or 90% questions you could classify into certain subcategories. So how I have planned to cover your syllabus is that I will be teaching you at least one or two questions on these subcategories, so that at least when you try solving your questions, you have a certain exposure or experience solving them. And this is after a lot of if and but, this is the best strategy I could think of, and I'm sure that it will surely help you out. Okay, now let's look at that what should be your strategy preparing for the same. Now the first point is study above all topics. This is very important. Now what I want you to do is that you don't leave a topic, whether it is crypt arithmetic, whether it is cubes, or whether it is calendar. Don't leave any topic, because in exams like these you could have even the easiest question coming out of the most trickiest concept. So we won't leave any topic. Okay. Second, identify the categories. Now why I have put it is because once you start solving your questions, try to classify them in certain subcategories. So like you see my videos and you find that there are 4 or 5 subcategories that I have divided the questions in. So try dividing the question that you solve in certain subcategory. Now why this is important is because it will make you feel that the questions are more or less generalized. You won't panic thinking that every question is coming out of the blue. So things are generalized, and this is the way they tend to be. So you have to practice that. Any question you take up, try classifying it in certain subcategory. Next thing, very important. For each and every subcategory that I teach you, for example, I teach you, so in games and tournaments, there is a concept called seeding. So if I teach you seeding, then at least try to solve 5 to 6 questions on this subcategory, because you cannot afford to make a silly mistake. So you should at least have a good practice or hands-on experience with seeding. So at least try to solve at least 5 to 6 questions on each and every subcategory. Okay, now the very important last part for now, non-general questions, try getting the concept. If still looks weird, leave it. Now what I want is that when you will start solving questions, at least 10 to 20% questions would be like some non-general ones. For example, you are solving tables, so there would be questions that would look to come from out of the blue. So don't panic or don't be worried that you didn't understood table. Any day, if you are able to solve 80 to 85% questions on the table, you have understood the concept beautifully, and you should be confident on that. Okay, so if you find some question that looks weird, try solving it. Try solving it again, but if still it looks weird, leave it, because it is not that worth. Okay, even in exams like CAT, for crossing or scoring something greater than 95 percentile, these people want you to be just able to capable of solving 30 to 40% questions, and you are doing far better than that. Okay, so don't panic. If you are able to solve 80 or 85% questions with that standard approach or with the strategy that you took for the topic, you are far ahead. Okay, so that is the way you should approach it, and hopefully I'll start uploading the videos, and hopefully you'll like it. So that's all for this session. I just wanted to discuss with you the syllabus and the strategy for this exam, and yes, thank you.